Hello my babies, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, I'm Trinity. For those who do, welcome back. It's a vibe, it's a good time. Tonight's about to be a cozy night, let me tell you why. I'm gonna be giving my unwarranted opinions on books that I like to read and things that I will be reading in the future. Some of these recommendations you've already heard probably 8,000 times. Some you might not have ever heard. If you've heard them 8,000 times, I don't care. I don't care. First things first, I'm gonna start off with my favorite books and what I'm currently reading right now. Yup, peep it, reading Fourth Wing. Y'all finally got me on the bandwagon and I'm so glad you did. As you should. It's a great book. Phenomenal. I got on the path of Fourth Wing after, what is it, Onyx Storm? I think that's what this most recent book that came out is. Yeah, and I was like, oh, I have FOMO. Because I had just finished ACOTAR, which is also on the list, but we're gonna finish with the Fourth Wing first. I'm not gonna include any spoilers, by the way, for the most part in these books. If it's a big spoiler, I'll make sure to put a disclaimer before I say anything. But so far it's super good. I love Violet's character. Disclaimer, spoiler, Gold Dragon, love her, adore her. At this point in time, look, you see how far I am to the book? This is, actually I'm a little bit further than this. I kind of lost my place earlier. I'm probably maybe like right here. You see how much of this book I have left? Don't you dare spoil it. Don't you dare. My friend got me Iron Flame for my birthday, so I'm already locked and loaded. Don't spoil anything for me, okay? I already had the end of Fourth Wing spoiled for me for the most part. I don't know how we got to the lead up. Right now, time froze. And that's all I'm saying about it. I'm actually really upset with myself because it took me a while to get into Fourth Wing. I don't know, y'all. Crescent City just really took me out, which is on the list. Crescent City? Let me grab my Crescent City book. Actually, hold on. I forgot I have Crescent City holding up my projector right now. But I have the second book for it. Crescent City is probably maybe a little bit thicker than this. She was a read. She was a Harry Potter book. She was a thick read. And then I tried to hop back into the second one and I couldn't even get past the second chapter. It was too much in one setting. ACOTAR, it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot, but like, it made sense how Sarah J. Maas wrote it, because as you're reading it, it's like 3 books in one, literally. So, because she's like, oh, part 1, part 2, part 3. Yeah. So essentially I started Fourth Wing because this was gonna be my buffer book. This was gonna be my clean slate like series. So I was like, after I finish the Fourth Wing series, I'll be ready to jump back into Crescent City. It's just that first book is information overload, and it's a bunch of like war and, you know, back history and lore, and you have to make sure you can keep up like with this historical fact so these can make sense why these people are angry at these people. And then, you know, book 2 started off like another separate subsection war happening, and I just didn't have the brain capacity to consume that all over again. So I was like, let me start with an easier read. So that's what brought Fourth Wing. Next up on the list, ACOTAR. Get it. And the reason why I left ACOTAR on this list, even though it's kind of like oversaturated, I would kind of say right now in the book recommendation department, I'm telling you guys it's a good read because my friend told me the other day that she was reading Fourth Wing and she was like, yes, finish Fourth Wing, like read Fourth Wing. And I was like, yeah, I just started it because like I had finished ACOTAR. And she was like, oh my gosh, I haven't started yet. Is it worth the read? Go get the books. Don't even get all the books. Get the first one. but I guarantee you after you read the first one, you're gonna want to get the rest. Actually, fun fact, whenever me and Eric, my boyfriend, matched on Hinge, he had like a question on there and it was like, give me book recommendations. In the first like book series I had recommended to him was ACOTAR, because at that point I was on the 3rd book and it had been like 3 weeks since I had read the first one. I was locked in. But I will say, and Eric did get far and Phoebe did get far too. I think it was after the 3rd book, just a disclaimer, after the 3rd book, you'll kind of feel it as you're reading it. Apparently it was never supposed to have the last 2 books happen. So the 3rd book ends kind of awkwardly. And then the 4th book, I think, starts kind of awkwardly. Just push through it. Just push through it. It's like a filler. Like the 4th one is like a filler, but there's important background information that happens in the one. But I love the last book, the most recent one. I don't even want to give the plot of it because it spoils the rest of the previous books when you read them. Just read it. Next up is Crescent City. Crescent City, she was a good read, and I was kicking myself about Crescent City too because it was such a daunting book to take on to read. It was really good. Like once I started reading it, I couldn't put it down. This isn't really a spoiler. If you don't want to hear anything about this book and you just want to be left surprised, skip it for what I'm about to say. But it has like a murder case involved, and the the main character is kind of acting as detective. And as somebody who loves true crime and mysteries and suspense and trying to investigate things, best believe I was on it like a fly on a pile of blah blah blah. Okay, it was a good read. It was a good read. So once you get past, honestly, once you get past chapter 2, because it seems like it's gonna start off super slow and you're like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be one of those books that I'm sitting here for like 5 chapters and I'm reading and I'm so bored. No, after chapter 2, shit hits the fan immediately and it doesn't necessarily slow down from that point on. Next is actually, this one I feel like is kind of a hidden gem, and I actually found this series when I was in the library, and it's called the Embraced series by Caitlin Sparks. I'm gonna put like a picture of it up here. I'm gonna give a synopsis kind of the plot. Again, if you don't want to hear anything about it, I'm gonna give a small tidbit. It falls in the realm of magic. You're gonna notice this about pretty much all the books that I'm recommending. It has something to do with paranormal, romance, preferably both, usually always both. It's about these sisters who were born under the moon who get these special powers, right? They were exiled and sent away for their safety as babes because there was this evil king at the time who was intimidated by these babies that were blessed by the moon, so he ordered them all to be executed. Their parents sent them away to the Isle of the Moon, which is an island off the mainland where nuns live. And they raised the babes all as one. And some were born, a couple days, week, a year, so on, apart from each other, all very young. And then as they grow up, one of the sisters starts telling like their version of tarot cards, essentially. And all of the sisters' fates are connected, but in a crazy, romantic, fantastic, adventurous way. But it tells the tale of each sister has their own story, and I believe there's 5 of them. I think I'm on the 5th one. I don't know. I've been reading this over the span of like 2 years, like 2 or 3 years, so forgive me if my numbers are a little off. Okay, next is the Crave series. The Crave series is what the legend from like the originals, the Vampire Diaries, it's what it tried to be. I'm sorry, I love my Vampire Diaries and the originals, but the legend was a hot mess. Crave essentially is about this girl who loses both of her parents. This is the synopsis. This isn't gonna give anything away. She loses both of her parents in a mysterious accident. I forget where she's living. Essentially, she is sent to go live in Alaska with her uncle and her cousin. And he runs a board house in the middle of Alaska in the freezing cold in the mountains. She starts noticing that there's a lot more stuff going on in that boarding house. It's really, really good, y'all. There's so many unexpected twists and plot twists in the book that it's just so well written. That woman loves her plot twist, but all of them made sense in the best way. Next up is Archer's Voice. This actually is not a paranormal story. It's by Mia Sheridan. Mia Sheridan, you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul. Archer's Voice is a book about essentially this guy who went mute as a kid, and it gives almost like the Hallmark movie vibes, but the way that she writes it doesn't make it cringy. It still follows like the same theme of like, you know, woman like has a breakdown, quits her job, moves, you know, abruptly, you know, across to a sandy beach and buys a condo or something. It gives that vibes, and then she meets the mysterious boy, but like there's a lot more, and it's a small town. There's a lot more behind the scenes of what's going on, what happened, and you know, but it's called Archer's Voice, and it's actually a really beautiful story. Next up, I put Anything Cassandra Clare, but
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Oh my god. Specifically the Mortal Instruments series. Oh my gosh, the way that I actually know a lot of people who haven't read it, which is surprising to me. Maybe it's just because I just assume that everything I like other people like. The Mortal Instruments series had me in a chokehold in elementary school, through middle school, through high school, and so forth. Honestly, I debate every day going back and rereading them. They are so good. Cassandra Clare, you did your big one. If you ever went to see the Mortal Instruments in movies, there's actually a movie on it, and it came out, I can't remember. I know it was like early-ish 2000s. Yeah, 6th grade. Because I went to go see it in theaters with my best friend at the time. And fun fact, the guy who plays Jace also was in Twilight. He played, he was part of the Volturi. Twilight's on this list, and I'm gonna get to it when I get to it, but because I have some choice words. Stephanie, speaking to you. Yep, him right there, this man. He played Jace in the Mortal Instruments movie. At the time, you could not tell me that I was not gonna marry that man at the end of my days. You could not tell me anything different in my middle school days. Also, he also played Vecna in Stranger Things. Yep, same dude. Jamie. What's her name? Jamie Campbell Bower. I got the first names. Essentially about these demon hunters. They protect humanity, and there's this girl, and she finds like goes to a club one night and sees a guy like stab this other man in the chest with this glowing sword, and she screams, but nobody else seems to see them. How can she see them? Go read the book. It's really good. It's a really action-packed. It involves vampires, werewolves, demon hunters, the underworld. That's what they call it. I think they call them the underworlders. can't remember. I haven't read the books in a really long time, but it was really, really good. Okay, I'm gonna start with the books that I have with me that are actually on my reading list because I physically have them. Some of these I do not have, but they are ones that I'm going to want to read. First up, we already talked about the baby Iron Flame. I'm excited, y'all. I already know the pages in the book that's left of Fourth Wing is not going to be enough to sedate the hunger that I have. These are not in any particular order either. This is solely just like ones that I'm going to read when I get to it and when my brain can handle it. So obviously the second book to Crescent City, House of Sky and Breath. Then I got these two at Barnes & Noble. I'm actually, before I request that I get any more books, I need to finish these and then we'll get back to regular schedule programming. Anyway, this one I got, it's by Tommy Adai, Children of Blood and Bone. It looked really, really good. And normally, I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, but you gotta admit, this cover's sick as fuck. I loved it. As soon as I picked it up, I was like, oh my gosh. And the summary, here, I'm just gonna read it. I'm gonna read it because I don't remember it, low-key. They killed my mother. They took our magic. They tried to bury us. Now we rise. Next up, this book was actually recommended to me by a girl who worked at Barnes & Noble. So girl, if you see this video, thank you, because it looked sick and I was debating on getting it. Look at that. And look, you see that pigmentation? Oh my god, she looks like me. Are you kidding me? That's why I picked her up. I was like, black girl support. But yeah, no, she looks freaking cool, right? Anyway, I'm gonna read the synopsis. After her mother dies in an accident, 16-year-old Bree Matthews wants nothing to do with her family, memories, or childhood home. A residential program for bright high schoolers at UNC Chapel Hill seems like the perfect escape until Bree witnesses a magical attack her very first night on campus. A flying demon feeding on human energies, a secret society of so-called legend-born students that hunt the creatures down, and a mysterious teenage mage who calls himself a Merlin and who attempts and fails to wipe Bree's memory of everything she saw. And it says, some legacies are meant to be broken. These next ones I don't have physically. I think I'm gonna get them on my iPad. It's just so much easier to take my iPad because I can read on the go on my iBooks. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a big Hunger Games fan, and I have not read Sunrise on the Reaping. I feel really left out. I feel segregated from my people, actually, and it's unacceptable, and I understand that, and I take my part in that. Every time I have money, I spend it on things that aren't Sunrise on the Reaping, and then I'm poor, and then I'm like... Next is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. It looked real interesting. It looked real good. The reviews were really, really good on it. It seems like a paranormal love story, fairy tale-esque. You know me, I fucks with that genre, so I'm gonna read it. Okay, next, I was looking at other books by Rebecca Yarros, the same author from Fourth Wings, and she has this book called Full Measures, and I can't remember if it was a series or not. I just took these off of my iBooks, want list. But everybody said it was a really beautiful story. If you have a really good series that you would like to recommend me, please drop them down in the comments. My apartment's not finished yet. When it is, I will do an apartment furnished tour so that way you guys can see. I mean, you guys already see a little bit of my background and stuff like that, but part of that is I have a small bookshelf. Y'all have seen it in my other videos. I have a small bookshelf. It's just filled because I can't fit both of my K-pop stuff on there and my books. So after I get my desk and I move my K-pop stuff kind of over into there, I'm going to go back and put my books up there. Obviously, I'm probably gonna run out of space, so I might invest into some more bookshelves just for the living room. I want a library. I want to be surrounded by books constantly. That's always been my dream, in my home, in my apartment, wherever I go. And then the last book by Stephanie is the short second life of Bree Tanner. It was that little girl that died, I think, during new moon eclipse, whenever Victoria came back and she was building that army after they killed James, and that little girl got tied up in it, and they were like, no, she's just little, like, no. Yeah, Stephanie, you came out with a book about her. But I can't even get the short blissful life of Jacob and Renesmee. Try and get me out of this specific niche. See if you can do it. See if you can pique my interest and see if I'll check it out. Thank you guys so much for listening to me yap. That's gonna conclude my book review, recommendations, whatever you want to call it. But I gotta go to bed. I got work in the morning. So please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.